Hello and welcome to KNH Pedagogium. In the last video related to SST strategy, we discussed about one-page notes and how they can be very beneficial while revising. And I even provided a link to economics ke one-page notes, but now that link isn't working, so here we are again. This time I've also added one-page notes of politics and I think one chapter of one chapter of geography, that is agriculture, because it had kind of a lot of information to learn. So when you write that down at one page, let me just show you if I can. So for agriculture, this is of economics. These are not that like clean and all, it's all congested, but I think they'll work well. Agriculture, see, all of this in agriculture, reforms, major crops, you need to learn all of these things, right? So in that as well. And slash and burn agriculture, what is it called in different places? There MCQ, like multiple choice question, can be formed from this. And some important information: second largest producer of rice, wheat and all, India, right? And Indian tea is of good quality. Like, these are from the lines of NCRT, like whatever information NCRT has mentioned, the information that you need to learn as it is, I have mentioned them here. If it is beneficial, you can use it. Also for agriculture, there is this one book, and one of my classmates had this book, and she sent a picture from that book, and it consists of all the information related to the crops. So it gets easier to learn all of it when you learn from such a thing, even though it's not that important. I think in our set, like back in 2023, there wasn't any question as such from this part, but better to learn it. Might come, like question might come from this. See, India's ranking in the world, cultivation, season, soil type. So if you learn all of it, it will be good. Like, it's very irritating to learn all of it as it is, and yeah, I can understand, but still, so I had to learn, so I made this. Okay, so this was about the agriculture part, right? And next, let's talk about maps. So I think back then 5 marks, 5 marks were for maps, and I absolutely loved doing maps, like marking things on the maps and learning it. And I was like, if you are getting 5 marks as it is, if you learn a few places, learn to mark a few places, then why not do it, right? So I really like doing it myself. So I practiced maps, like not like practice maps, like bought many maps and marked on that. Just I bought a few political maps of India, and then opened my book and saw my syllabus and saw whatever there is. Like, there were ports, I guess, there were dams, I guess, and related to nationalism in India, there were some markings. So I did all of that. I took 5-6 separate maps. So one for nationalism in India, one for the ports, one for international airports, and one for dams. So in this way, I made a whole file kind of thing with all the maps, and I revised it one day before the board examination, and I think it did help. So what I think is, I scored 98 out of 100. So the 2 marks would definitely not cut in maps. That is what I think. And so maps, if you like do it, it would be good. So that way, like the way I did it, you can also do it the same way. Take different maps, mark on it, and keep it as a file, and then revise from it. You don't need to practice every time by buying a separate map and doing it. One time you do it, it will be beneficial for revising, right? So similar is the case of one-page notes. One time you make one-page notes, so I would suggest you to make your own notes, because when you write, you learn better. So if you will write and make your own one-page notes, you'll understand things better, right? So these notes, you can even study a few things from them, or you can take them as a template to see like how to make one page notes. It's pretty easy, but yeah, I just thought of providing since I made so many notes. So yeah. Next is history. For history, see, in history also learning things is very irritating, and there are a lot of things you need to learn. There are a lot of names as well, even though I love learning new names and all. But see, what you can do in history is, and this is what I did myself. So there is a separate notebook I have in which towards the end I practiced history, I practiced geography, and I even practiced that one chapter from politics, related to, I think it was related to democracy or something. And like that was a really twisted chapter. If you like, they will ask you a question related to something else, and the answer, like there can be 3 answers. I don't know if that was the case, but it was kind of a twisted chapter. I think it was the last chapter of politics. So for that as well, I made different questions. And in geography I did not make questions, actually I just wrote whatever information I felt was the most important, and I wrote them in points, so as to when I have to form a 5 marker answer, a 3 marker answer, then it would be easier for me. If you want, I can show like how I did it. I still have that notebook with me, and I was just looking at that today only. And in history, line by line questions, like I opened NCRT and I read everything, like I remembered most of the things, and by making these questions you'll remember even better, the memory gets better. So I read every line, and whatever I felt was important, I think of every line I made one question. So there were like 45 questions or 50 questions or 35 questions from one chapter, not very sure. The questions, in the sense, just fill in the blank type questions, like I'll write the whole sentence, leave a little space and fill it, and then one word answer questions, right? Not multiple choice questions, as forming options would also take a lot of time. So line by line questions, short answer type, one word answer type basically, and fill in the blank type questions. You can make them in history. You can do this towards the end of the session when you're going to revise, so that can help you revise better, or you can do it right now and then you can fill it later on, like not just fill it right directly on the notebook, but take another rough notebook and write all the answers on that and check it from NCRT. You can do it that way. For geography, the most important topics, like geography I did not like geography because there was a lot to learn, a lot of facts and all, just like you saw in agriculture right now. So in geography, I just wrote the most important topics from chapters, like almost every topic actually. But yeah, if it comes as a 3 marker question, what are the points I can write? If it comes as a 5 marker question, what are some more points I can add? So in such way I studied, or you can say prepared, geography. For politics, I used to like politics because it was easy and all, kind of, at least that is what I think. See, politics also have provided the notes here. Yeah, politics, power sharing chapter, in just one page, 2 sides, right? This chapter is whole completed. So these are short notes, these are 1 page notes. These are meant to like provide you with the keywords you need to mention in your answer and provide you the gist of the chapter. If you want to learn how to write answers, because answer formation is also important, then you need to use these keywords in those answers, and maybe just read a few answers online, practice a few previous year questions, see what the pattern is, and practice previous year papers even, right? So that can help you a lot in forming answers. But yeah, keyword writing is very important. See, federalism also have provided notes for this. So 1 page notes can be very beneficial. They provide you with keywords and they facilitate the process of revision. So yeah, using them can be very beneficial. Next is agriculture plus minerals and energy resources. I don't know if these chapters are still in syllabus, but this chapter, oh my god, nobody liked this chapter. Me, neither my friends or not anybody else. So this chapter had a lot of information, this belt, that belt, these resources, those resources. So it was really difficult to learn all the information. For this as well, I did the same thing. Of all the topics, I wrote a few things, in short, like also here also you have to pay attention to keywords. So whatever keywords are there, whatever names are there, like of the belts, of the oars, I don't even remember, but still I remember writing these things, like just glimpses of what I was writing. And also for this, one day before the examination, let me tell you, online I got one table or something. I've deleted it now, so and I'm not able to find it, but that table consisted of all the bells, like all the bells in short, and all the bells or whatever information about minerals there was in this chapter in short. So in a tabular format it was all written, and it was so helpful to revise. I had saved that in my tablet, and I was reading that one day before the examination. That helped me revise. And one question, let me tell you, came from this in 3 marker. Now I hated this chapter so much that I remember what question came, like not remember what question came, but it was a 3 marker question for sure. So there was a 3 marker question, and fun fact, it was related to a belt or something that I had revised the day earlier. So I had revised all the belts from that table. So if you are looking at any videos for studying the chapters, or for revising like SST videos, then maybe one of those channels provided that table, or I think I got it from Google or something. You can just search for it and you will get, and that would be very beneficial. See, tables and tabular format information, it is very beneficial, and it's easier to learn that way actually, right? And one more table I got for like one of the chapters in politics about I think political parties. So all the parties with their logos, symbols, and when they came into existence and when they separated and all of that, it was also given in table format. So I had those 2 tables which I revised consistently, and that is why I remembered things. Yeah, so let me just summarize all of what I said in this video. 1-page notes, very beneficial for revision. Maps, they can be very helpful if you want to score above 90, or if you want to score a perfect 100, then you have to do them definitely, and I've told you how to do them, right? So it will be very easy if you do the way I just told you, like take few maps, make a report file out of them, and mark them, mark everything on them, and revise it a day before the examination or on the day of the examination. So on the day of the examination you have to revise those things which you can potentially forget, right? So maps you can forget if you are revising it the day before. Don't revise it right away. Do not just read it right away. Firstly, if you remember, if you have prepared, if you have gotten like 3 days, let's suppose on the first day you read the chapters, on the second day you like completed the whole syllabus, the whole revision, on the third day you are thinking of revising the whole thing, right? So on the first and the second day, along with the chapters, you would have done some map questions as well, or maybe would have just seen some maps online and all. So on the third day, what you have to do is take a map, a blank map, or online you will get maps. If you have a tablet, you can just annotate on that, so it will help you that way. Do not have to print every time. Or if you do not have that, you can take a political map of India, or just do it on the notebook, just write where the thing was. So let us say if we are studying some dam, okay, there is one dam, and you'll write where it is located. So estimated location would be fine, and it will give you exam marks. So you will if you don't have a map, you can write, okay, this dam, this place, this state, okay, next dam, this place. If you cannot answer one of them, this is like similar to the blurting method, or we can call it the blurting method. You read some information, then you try to retain it and write everything down on a rough paper. Whatever you forget, you revise that again. So that is how you have to do. Whatever map you are forgetting, you have to revise it again, and revise it on the day of the examination as well. Then history, line by line questions. Geography, most important topics. So basically point answers. So everything, the whole chapter in points. Also in SST you have to write answer in points. you must be knowing that. Agriculture, minerals and energy resources, I told you how you can prepare these chapters. So you can see this is for politics, okay, gender, religion, caste and political parties. So actually I was making 1-page notes and I love my signature, so I just did it everywhere, so I've just hidden it now. Okay, next is development. This is economics, I guess. So yeah, economics, I could not click the pictures properly and I did not have time after that, and now it looks so bad because the application did not have like a free cropping thing. So yeah, sorry for that. And this is for agriculture, so I'll just provide the link in the comment section in the description box. Right, okay, all the best, prepare well and do well. Thank you.